Here we are at question 12 of the first logical reasoning section, section 2 of prep test 158 over at lawhub.lsac.org. And we've got our highlighting tool selected. As always, we will read the question stem first to highlight that task. In this case, we're presented which one of the following principles, if valid, most helps to justify the reasoning above. So obviously the reasoning is to the left, but we understand what they're saying. And in this case, justification or to justify the reasoning is really just a fancy kind of strengthen. We need to find something in the answer choices that would strengthen whatever the conclusion is in the paragraph with a rather broad statement as a principle. So we're going to read the paragraph and highlight our conclusion as always. So we start. Some of the rare pygmy bears should be moved from their native island to the neighboring island. Well, right now we've got a recommendation, and we should know that recommendations are often our conclusion. We won't highlight it until the end of reading everything, but we've got an eye on this sentence already. Next, the bears risk extinction from the loss of habitat on their native island. And since the neighboring island is the only place that has a similar habitat, this move represents the only viable chance of saving these valuable animals. So, our conclusion, of course, was the recommendation from the first sentence, which is that some of the rare big pygmy bears should be moved from their native island to the neighboring island. And we should have in mind just a broad reason, which is that we clearly want to save these bears from extinction, because that's the reasoning that's been given. So you can still, even here with a more abstract structure of like finding a principle, have an idea mentally of what could justify the reasoning in advance to help with elimination. Of course, we keep our highlighting tool selected, and we're going to go through the answer choices seeking discrete reasons to eliminate or something that matches our mental prediction. So choice A, some species are more deserving of protection than are other species. Okay, does that refer to the pygmy bears or not? I have no idea. This could not be much more vague if it tried, so we should be able to eliminate choice A almost immediately for that reason. Next, choice B, rare animals should not be moved from one habitat to another unless these habitats are similar to one another. Well, that's actually not why they should be moved. The move is because the bears risk extinction, and this is the only viable chance of saving the animals. So the idea of similarity, while it is something that's part of the argument, it's not given as the predicated reason for moving the bears. It's just like a benefit. So that unless there may be a reason that we'd have to move the bears to another island that is dissimilar to save them. And choice B, of course, does not match for that reason. Next, choice C. If a species is in danger of extinction, whatever is most likely to prevent the extinction should be undertaken. Well, ding, ding, ding. That's exactly what we were saying earlier, that the reasoning that is being given is that we need to move these bears because they risk extinction on their native island. And this is saying that we should move them because of that risk, which matches everything in the paragraph. So now we should be able to move a little bit more briskly through the other choices D and E. Choice D states the rarer a species of plant or animal is, the more that should be done to protect the species. Well, the actual degree of rarity, especially if we introduce the idea of plants, isn't discussed in the paragraph really at all. So hopefully we can eliminate choice D almost immediately. And then choice E, if an animal's original habitat is in danger of being lost, it is permissible to try and to find a new habitat for the animal. Well, this is a little bit too bland. We're not just trying to find, we're saying they should move specifically to this neighboring island, which has a similar habitat. So we should be able to eliminate choice E for that reason. And of course, our correct answer is indeed choice C.